Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back. Thanks for tuning in once again to the Dimas Wine Shop and Tasting Room video. This week we have got a pretty nice lineup. It's all reds. The theme is basically kind of like bold, hearty wines, and I think we've achieved that for the most part here. So let's take it right from the first wine. From the Morey part of France. This is the Morey Sec. It's a rouge, a red. This comes from right along the coastal side of France, and it goes from, let's just say from the Rhone Valley or from Provence all the way on down to the Spanish border. And the name of that region is called Languedoc-Roussillon is the name of the region. And what we've got here is we've got a blend of 80%, it's 80% Grenache Noir, and then the rest is Carignan is the blend. So it's an 80-20 blend. It definitely has got some tannins to it, but it isn't as dry as you would think it is. There's just a little bit of sweetness on the finish, but it's very, very small. Then from there we go on to the GSM, and the GSM is done by Thatcher, which is right here out of Central Coast, California. This is 42% Grenache. Or when we say GSM, it's always Grenache Syrah Mourvèdre blend. So we've got 42% Grenache, 35% Syrah, and 23% Mourvèdre. I really like, once again, we're a huge fan of Thatcher. We've showcased a lot of their wines over the past couple of years. The last one being the Zinfandel, which was about 3 weeks ago, Gregory, would you say?
2 or 3, yeah.
Okay. What we've got here is a nice Grenache Syrah Mourvèdre blend, nice vanilla notes. You can tell it spent a fair amount of time in at least partial new oak, and then the rest is probably neutral or second year. But very, very well done, very well made, very well blended. Then from there, we go on to, this is put out by the Taken Wine Company. The Taken Wine Company is, it's a joint venture. For those of you that know Trinchero wines, this is Carlo Trinchero, and then for those of you that know Joseph Phelps wines, this here is Josh Phelps. So it's a combination of these younger generation winemakers. They've put together this wine company called the Taken Wine Company, and they put out a really nice, I really like this wine, 53% Grenache, 42% Syrah, and then 5% Carignan. I love the way it's blended. I like those that little oaky finish on it. It does have some strawberries, some black tea. I'm sure it's got a nice touch of French oak to it, but really, once again, a well-blended wine, nice and hearty. Then we head over to Spain, and that's where the Zeran comes from. The Bodega Zeran. This is a Jorge Ordóñez wine for a lot of you that are keeping score on what's happening in Spain. He really imports some pretty amazing wines under his watchful eye. But here, this is a Syrah. I'm sorry, this is the Zeran, my apologies. And what we've got here, the blend, is it's a Montsant region, and it's Syrah and Old Vine Grenache. And then it's got a little bit of Carignan. It spends 16 months on a combination of French-American oak. And the region that this comes from, the Dio Montsant, is right kind of at the east coast, I should say, on the east coast of Spain, on the northeast coast. It's just outside of Barcelona is where it comes in. This is definitely a bigger, bolder wine. It has some grippy tannins to it, so perfect for your winter drinking months. Then we switch over to the Mysterium, and the Mysterium is put out by Trinitas. This is a blend of Carignan, Zinfandel, Petit Syrah, Mataro, Black Malvasian, and Alicante Bouchon. So once again, another great blend. And this spends 18 months on a combination of French-American oak, big jammy chocolate kind of flavors, but the tannins are a little bit silkier on this wine, which I really like. And then we finish up, last but not least, with the Basil Cellars. This here is their Estate Claret. This comes out of Walla Walla, which is right at where this comes from is right at the Washington-Oregon border on the Washington side. We got a blend. It's a true Claret. It would be a Bordeaux, but there is some Syrah in there. So it's got Cab Sauv, it's got Merlot, it's got Syrah, it's got Cab Franc, Malbec, and a little bit of Petit Verdot. So the Syrah in there is it's got a pretty decent amount. I'd say probably almost close to 20% Syrah. Big cola, cassis flavors, almost like it's spicy. It has that cigar wrapper finish to it. But Great lineup for this week. Want to thank everybody because the wine classes were already in week 3. We just finished week 3 of the wine classes. We did Loire Valley last night. Very well attended. The response is overwhelmingly positive, and I just want to thank everybody for your continued support. We'll probably take a few weeks off after the French class, and then we'll probably come back with another country. But thank you so much for your continued support, and we will see you guys soon. Cheers.